Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. Good morning. I'm just now speaking for the first time. So, welcome to the Ask Terry show. I am Terry Azus, and this is Gateway to Counseling. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I know that I did. I actually went to the Texans game on Saturday. It was our first preseason game. I am a season ticket holder, so it's going to be a long season. um, and then yesterday I got to go to church and spend a lot of time with God, and I even cleaned my garage. So that's just a little bit about my weekend. So today we have a question about, it's more of a statement, but I understand the question. The statement was, I have everything I've ever wanted, but I'm depressed. So the underlying question is, why? Why am I depressed if I have everything I've ever wanted, right? And I think that's a really interesting question. It's an interesting statement. And I think it's something that a lot of people actually go through. I'm going to move this up a little bit, guys, because I kind of want to lean in a little bit. So, I think that when we're younger, we have these dreams, right, of what we want in our life. And we see, if you're a woman like me, you see the husband and you see the kids and you see the house, and you might even see the car that you want to drive one day. I work with adolescents. I work with all ages, guys, from 18 months through 88, right? So, but you hear teenagers say, "Oh, my dream car is a Mustang. Oh, I'm gonna have a Lexus one day. I'm gonna have a BMW. Oh, I want a 2-story house," right? And we have these dreams of what we want, and I think that's awesome. I think that it's phenomenal that we're able to dream, because then it gives us direction. It lets us know what we want to work on, right? And so it helps us to achieve those dreams. And so I'm guessing in this person's life that they have the car, they have the house, they have maybe the marriage and the kids. Maybe they're taking those fabulous vacations. And they're having this life that they wanted. But I think what happens is that when we're having these dreams, we don't think about the underlining stuff. We think about the material stuff, right? We don't think about the substance. So we're thinking about the house, that we want the 2-story house, but we're not thinking about the love that we want in that house, right? Or we think about wanting children, but we're not thinking about how exactly we're going to raise our children. I was in church yesterday, and I happened to sit behind what I thought was a husband or a father and 2 kids. No, let me back up. It was a woman and 1 kid. That's who I thought I was sitting behind. And then there was a man and 2 kids who came. And then I realized that they were all a family. But they had a lot of space in between them. Well, the space was so that the kids can run back and forth while sitting down, right? And I was so distracted in church yesterday because I was focused on their parenting skills. And I had to close my eyes many times so that I can get focused. So what I'm saying is, sometimes we have this idea that we want 2 kids. We want 1 kid. We want a boy and a girl. We want 2 girls. In my daughter's case, she wanted 4 or 5 kids, right? And she has 4. And we have this dream of what we want, but we're not thinking about the work that's involved, right? We're not thinking about the time spacing between the kids. Yesterday, the oldest kid it was 3 of them. The oldest was 4, and the youngest was maybe 15 months, maybe 18 months. So they had 3 kids between 18 months and 4 years. Oh boy, it was fun. So we're not thinking about the work that's involved in maintaining those things, right? We want the spouse. We want to be married. But we're not thinking at all about what's involved in maintaining a healthy marriage, maintaining a healthy family, maintaining a healthy home, right? We might have a dream to be a school teacher, right? I want to teach other kids. I want to go into the school district and work with children. And you have this dream of the difference that you're going to make in the lives of others. Nowhere in that dream do you have this idea of that there are going to be children that don't want to be taught. That there are going to be children who are angry and violent. That there are children who are ADHD. That there are children who are bipolar. That there are children who are going to physically assault you. And you thinking, well, Terry, that's just maybe in high school. No, it's in daycare. We have daycare kids who are spitting at their teachers and violently hitting and attacking their teachers. And I know for a fact that those teachers did not know that they were going to encounter anything like that. Nowhere in their job description did it say that as a teacher, you will have to sustain violent attacks from 5-year-olds. So sometimes we have these dreams of what we want in life, and when we get them, we actually achieve the goal of getting what we want, but we realize that it's a lot more involved in that attainment, or there's a lot more involved in maintaining that. When you decide that you want to get married, you're just thinking about how much you love this person, right? And maybe if you've been through a little bit of hardships, you're also thinking about what you're going to have to do to sustain that, how to overcome some of that. But you might not be prepared for your spouse becoming a drug addict. Who would tell you that, right? When you met him, he wasn't on drugs. When you met her, she wasn't addicted to pain medicine. And now you've been married 5 years, and there's a lot of hardships. I was listening to Jimmy Evans yesterday before I went to church, and he teaches on marriage today. And he was talking about your passion. Where is your passion? Because wherever your passion is, that's where your love will be. And where your love and your passion is, that's where you would dedicate your time. And so sometimes, guys, we get so disillusioned with the realities of life that we start to let our passions go somewhere else. Maybe we're disillusioned with the responsibility of raising a child, and so we just let the TV raise them. How many times have I gone somewhere, even just going to the store to get groceries, and I'm walking down the aisles and I see children walking with their cell phones or iPads or whatever, their notes, whatever, and they're just walking with their heads down as they're involved in this video game or YouTube or whatever it is that they're watching. And so we start allowing our kids to be raised by, electronics. I've worked with children who don't even really know how to talk. They're really behind cognitively because their parents were on drugs and the TV became their parent, right? And the TV became their babysitter. And they don't know how to engage. They don't know how to do anything other than be in front of the TV or eat the junk food. You wanted to have children one day, and now you have 2 or 3, but you also have a job that you have to maintain. You have to work downtown. You're having to commute an hour each way every day, Monday through Friday. And by the time you come home, you're exhausted. It's after 6 by the time you get home. No way do you want to cook for your 3 younger children. You actually just want to rest, and now you got to help them with homework and get them fed and get them bathed and find out how their day was. And you start relying on takeout. It's so easy here in the Houston area, isn't it? And now we have that, what do they call it, that Grub app or something like that, where you can have food delivered from anywhere, right? And so, yeah, it becomes really easy to, feed your kids whatever is convenient, from McDonald's, Burger King, Payway, just whatever restaurants are near your home. And guys, I hate to say this, but you are what you eat. So if you're eating fast food, then you're digesting a lot of unhealthy stuff, right? And then we don't understand why our kids are having a lot of behavior problems. Well, our kids are having behavior problems because 1, we're tired and exhausted. 2, we don't have the time or energy to give to them every day. 3, we're loading them up on junk food, right? We're not spending a lot of quality time with them. And we're teaching them what's important. They're not important, all these other things are important. Or when you see everybody at dinner and everyone's on their cell phones, right? It's like, what is this? Why is everyone on their cell phones instead of interacting with each other and engaging with each other? So what I'm saying is, sometimes we have everything we want, but we didn't really consider what it is that we wanted. It's like a woman saying, no, let me back up. I'll deal with another situation. I worked with a family who had a miscarriage. Not a miscarriage, I'm sorry. The baby was born and then died within a day. And they had been praying for our daughter, for a child, for a really, really long time. And they wanted their child to have, the 10 fingers and the 10 toes. And they wanted their child to be very smart. They went into these things that they wanted their daughter to have and to be, and beautiful and talented. And, they had this perfect child for a day, for 24 hours. And that was it. And, it was so grief-stricken and depressed. And the husband was able to go on because he had to work. But the wife couldn't. She stayed home for months. And that's why I was called in, right? And so, we have these ideas of what we want, and we don't consider all the back stuff, the back end, what I call the back end, right? We don't consider all the work that's involved in actually having what we want. And so we're depressed because I got messages coming in all over the place this morning. So we're depressed because it's more work than we ever considered. So if you guys need help with this, please reach out to us. Let us know. If you have everything you ever thought you wanted and it's still not enough, let us know. Let us help you get through that, and let us help you enjoy the achievement of what you have, and let us give you some practical solutions of how to handle having everything that you wanted, okay? Alrighty, I'm about out of time, guys. Thank you. Have a phenomenal day. Bye-bye.